Yo, what's up, guys? This is Coach Mr. E. We absolutely love bringing you the best call center training videos, and we also know that you love watching and learning from these videos. So take a moment to like, click, and subscribe to get the latest notifications on new call center training videos. Now watch this video that's up next. Let's check out two customer examples with similar issues to this. We'll discuss the vocabulary and we'll practice our listening. Let's go check it out. Hi, everyone. Today we're doing active listening. We're listening to an Amazon customer who has a delivery issue and is calling the call center. And what we're listening to is the customer's concern. Our first duty was to listen for the transactional information like order number, address, and name, telephone number. And then we'll complete the transactional info. Then I'll discuss the vocabulary so you understand 100%. Don't worry, you're in the right hands. Let's start by watching this little video.
Hello, this is 𝗍𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗲. I'm calling to tell you that Amazon doesn't give a flying fig on customer service delivery, period. And besides that, your delivery people do not understand simple instructions. My name's Ian, that's I-A-N middle initial B as in boy.
Okay, so the first information, guys, that we receive is the name. First, we're going to talk about transactional information. Transactional information are things like the name, the address, telephone number. You know, that's not really going to help us with resolution. So transactional information includes name, address, telephone numbers, order number, etc. Okay, that's transaction. That information is not going to help us with resolution, but anyway, we need transactional information for verification. So the customer's name is Ian, first name, middle initial B as in Bravo, Buff, last name. Okay. And he says here, my name's Ian. That's I-A-N, middle initial B, middle initial B as in boy. So he gives you the letter. And my last name is Buff, B-U-F-F. Okay. My order number is.
And my last name is B-U-F-F. My order number is 114-5012637-560-0103. Billing and shipped to 2738 Rafe Lane, Jacksonville, Missouri.
Mr. Customer, sorry, the line was cutting. Can I get that again, please, sir?
That's I-A-N middle initial B as in boy, and my last name is B-U-F-F. My order number is 114-5012637-560-0103. Billing and shipped to 27.
Okay, thank you, sir. I do appreciate that. So just to verify here, right? This is transactional, so you don't need to worry too much about this. All you have to do is just ask the customer. Mr. Customer, my apologies. Can I get the order number once again, sir? And usually the customer will say it slowly. 114 dash, which is the line that connects numbers, as you remember, 5012637. So I didn't catch the last four, Mr. Customer. Can I get the last four of your order number, sir? Thank you.
114-5012637. Your delivery people do not understand simple instructions. My name's Ian, that's I-A-N middle initial B as in boy, and my last name is B-U-F. My order number is.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm having problems with the connection. May I get that information once again, sir? My apologies.
Hello, this is 𝗍𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗲𝗀. I'm calling to tell you that Amazon doesn't give a flying fig on customer service delivery, period. And besides that, your delivery people do not understand simple instructions. My name's Ian, that's I-A-N middle initial B as in boy, and my last name is B-U-F-F. My order number is 114-5012637-560-0103. Billing and.
Thank you very much, sir. So just to confirm, your order number is 6500103. Thank you, sir, for confirming your order number. Okay. So for the transactional information, don't worry. Just ask the customer, Mr. Customer, my apologies. Can I get that again? just to verify, right? So that shouldn't be a big deal. Now let's go with the address.
Shipped to 2738 Rafe Lane, Jacksonville, Missouri, 39201.
Thank you so much, sir. So you said billing and shipped to 2738. Is that correct, sir? Yes. Thank you, sir. And that's in Rafe Lane. Rafe Lane. Is that correct, sir? Thank you. Can you key spell Rafe for me, the street name? Thank you, sir.
Billing and shipped to 2738 Rafe Lane, Jacksonville, Missouri, 39201. Rafe is spelled R-A-F-E. My email address.
Okay, so Rafe is spelled, it's spelled R-A-F-E. R-A-F-E. Thank you for that, sir. And just to verify, you said Jacksonville, Missouri. Is that correct, sir? Thank you for that information, sir. And may I have your zip code once again, sir? Thank you.
600103. Billing and shipped to 2738 Rafe Lane, Jacksonville, Missouri, 39201.
Thank you for that information, sir. I do appreciate that. Let me go ahead and put that zip code in my system. So the zip code is gonna be 39201. Okay, sir. Thank you. Let me just verify your address. So that's 2738 Rafe Lane in Jacksonville, and that's in Missouri. Your zip code is 39201. Is that correct, sir? Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. So this is just transactional. All you have to do is just ask the customer, okay? No big deal.
-560103. Billing and shipped to 2738 Rafe Lane, Jacksonville, Missouri, 39201. Rafe is spelled R-A-F-E. My email address is ian_service@gmail.com.
All right, thank you, sir. May I have the email address again? You said Ian, like your name, _service @gmail.com. Thank you so much, sir. Let me just verify your address again. That's Ian, I as in India, A as in Alpha, N for November, _ service, that is Sierra Echo Romeo Victor India Charlie Echo @gmail.com. Thank you so much, sir. So for the email address, guys, el guión bajo, we say _. For arroba, remember that we say @ okay? And for .com, we say .com. Okay, got it, guys? So guión bajo _. I think that's the transactional information.
This is the deal.
Okay, yeah. So transactional information that we have for this customer are the name, right? So we have the name, the order number, right? Which is this long number, the customer's address, which is this, and the customer's email. That's transactional information. And we shouldn't worry too much about that. All we have to do is just manage the call, ask the customer to repeat it back to you, key spell, double check, and you should be good. So it shouldn't be a big deal where you can manage this information. Okay, everybody got it? What is transactional information? Did you get it?
Got it, coach.
Okay, let's read the address together so we learn some vocabulary, how to read addresses. Everyone, let's say 2738 Rafe Lane. Can you read it? Lane is, the abbreviation is LN, which means lane, which is un carril. Okay, a lane, LN. And the city is Jacksonville in the state of Missouri. The abbreviation for the state of Missouri is MO. MO is the state of Missouri. Missouri. Okay. So that's important for you guys to know. Okay, great. So transactional information. Are we clear with that?
Yes, coach.
Okay, perfect. Now for listening, for active listening as well, we're going to have to listen to keywords. And with the keywords, we'll be able to understand the reason for the call. Okay, the keywords. What is the purpose of keywords? So everybody write this down. So the keywords are the most important words or phrases the customer will use to explain his concern, his problem, his situation. Okay, so not everything that, I mean, yes, of course, everything our customer is telling us is important, right? However, not everything is going to help me understand what the customer really needs or really wants. Okay, so the order number, yes, it's important so I can verify on the system, email, of course, but that's not going to help me understand what is the reason for the call or why is the customer calling. Okay, so the reason for the call, so how do we understand? The reason for the call would be the main idea or reason why the customer is contacting us to have his issues or inquiries, which are questions, resolved. Okay, so that's the reason. Why is the customer calling? Well, because you know, the main reason, the main idea why the customer is contacting us. Okay, so in addition here, I want you to this is important, right? So okay, this is important. So I'm going to put it here. We use keywords, right, to create a mental image or picture of the customer's reason for calling. Okay, so the keywords are going to help us create a mental image of why the customer is contacting us. Okay, so from the keywords, we'll take the keywords, right? We'll take the keywords, and from the keywords, we'll create a mental picture, right? In our mind, we'll create a mental picture of what the customer needs, a mental image of what the customer requires. Okay, so the keywords will help us create that mental image. Now, let's listen to the customer once again, but this time, don't worry about transactional information. Focus on the keywords. What could be the keywords here that he's talking about? Let's say, don't worry about, I need to understand all the colloquialisms and expressions. That's not necessarily important right now. Let's listen to the keywords. Listen again.
Hello, this is 𝗂𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗲. I'm calling to tell you that Amazon doesn't give a flying fig on customer service delivery, period. And besides that, your delivery people do not understand simple instructions. My name's Ian, that's I-A-N middle initial B as in boy, and my last name is B-U-F-F. My order number is 114-5012637-5600103. Billing and shipped to 2738 Rafe Lane, Jacksonville, Missouri, 39201. Rafe is spelled R-A-F-E. My email address is ian_service@gmail.com. This is the deal. I chose the back door, which is a covered deck. I am handicapped and can get out to porch easily. Not only don't your people read the instructions, they drop it off at the front door and then lie about it. They take a photo, then state dropped off at back when it clearly shows front door. So then they did read where, chose to ignore, and then lied about it. And when I call customer service, all you give me is lip service. Can someone there really take interest in your customers and get this squared out?
Okay, great. So here, not everything is going to help me understand. So the transactional information is only good for verification. but I'm interested in understanding why the customer is calling. So, hi, I'm calling to tell you that Amazon doesn't give a flying fig on customer service delivery, period. That's not important. That's just the customer venting, desahogándose. And besides that, your delivery people do not understand simple instructions. Okay, so here are some keywords. The delivery people, like the driver, do not understand simple instructions. Okay. My name is Ian, blah, blah, blah. My order number is yada, yada. Billing and ship, yada, yada. Spell it, yada, yada. Email, yada, 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 whatever. Okay, so this is the deal. Okay, so now he's going to explain. This is the deal. I chose the back door, which is covered a deck, which is a deck covered by deck. I am handicapped. Okay, and can get out the back porch, get out the porch easily. Not only don't your people read the instructions. So here, your people again is the driver, don't read the instructions. They drop it off at the front door and then lie about it. So the driver drops it off at the front door. They take a photo, then they state, drop off at back when it clearly shows the front door. So what they do is the driver receives instructions, right? They leave the package at the back door. So the instructions are there for the driver. But the driver is on a tight schedule, and sometimes the driver doesn't have time to look for the back door. So what drivers do is that they leave the package always at the front door most of the time. So the driver probably just left the package there, took a photograph to show that it was delivered, but the photograph shows the front door when the instructions clearly say leave in the back door because I am handicapped. When it clearly shows front door. So then they read where, chose to ignore, and then lie about it. So they read the instructions. Where, in what place? They ignore the instructions. And then they lie. Then they say that the driver says that the package was delivered to the back door. So they lie about it intentionally. And when I call customer service, all you give me is lip service. Can someone there help me take interest? That's okay, so that's not important. So what are the keywords here? What are the keywords here? Everybody? What are the keywords? Delivery people do not understand simple instructions. Okay, they chose the back door. People don't read the instructions and they drop it off at the front door. Okay, so that's it. That's the reason of the call. So why is the customer calling? Let's take a look. Just a moment, Luis. I'm going to answer your question in a moment, okay? Keep it in mind. I just want to finish my point, my lesson point, and then I'll give you time for your question. The vocabulary, I'll explain the expressions and idioms in a moment. I just want to put this vocabulary here for later. Just get this out of the way. It's a little bit cramped up over here. Put this down here. Okay, perfect. A lot of people think it's easy to teach online, but it's not. There are many things that you need to do. But anyway, okay, so what are the keywords? Keywords. Keywords. Okay, so keywords, key phrases for the resolution. We're going to say here, delivery people do not understand instructions. Okay, so here is back door. Back door, front door. So he talks about both of the doors. And he says they drop it off at the back door. Drop it off at the back door. Okay. And again, don't read instructions. Don't read the instructions. Okay, I'm going to write that in the board in just a moment. Just want to separate that here. Keywords. So let's put the keywords down here. There you go. So here we have the keywords. All right, guys, everybody here? Okay, so from the keywords, I'm going to have the reason for the call. Okay, so let's explain. Let's create. So the keywords are going to help me create a mental image. So I'm going to write, why is the customer calling? All right, so in simple words, the customer is calling to tell us, right? The customer is calling to advise us, right? To tell us that the drivers or the delivery people, right? The drivers are not following the instructions. The customer wants his packages delivered to the front door, right? Drivers leave the packages, right? Drivers leave the packages at the back door. Okay, so in simple words, I can put it like this. Maybe you can explain it in your own words as well, but we just explain it in our own words. That's the reason of the call. So I use the keywords here to try to understand what is the reason for the call. So in your own words, you can explain it. In your own words, you can try to explain it. Okay, guys? So that's active listening. So active listening is to listen to keywords, right? So we'll put it here. So active listening, I'll give you a definition, is to listen to the keywords of the customer's concern to create a mental image, right? A mental picture of the customer's request, issue, or question, for example, in simple words. So that is the definition of active listening. A lot of people think that active listening is, oh, I got to listen to the numbers. And yeah, listening to transactional information is important. But you can work with a customer. The customer can repeat it to you, no problem. You can ask and you can do that. That's not such a big deal. Of course you need to. You're not going to ask the customer to repeat and repeat and repeat once a million times, right? But the true essence of this is to listen to the keywords so you're able to create a mental picture of what the customer needs. So this is the takeaway. Everybody got it?
Got it, coach.
That's the point. That's the point, guys. That's the idea. Okay, are we good?
Yes, coach.
Yeah, we're good there, right? Okay, awesome, possum. Okay, here we go. So active listening in a nutshell. Okay, guys. Just move this over here. All right, there you go. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue doing this, listening to keywords, and then we'll learn how to ask, how to clarify for that information, okay? So let's put it there in your group as a takeaway. All right, awesome. Okay, very good. Okay, and now let's check out some of the vocabulary, some of the expressions that the customer used. Of course, it's good. It's good because it helps us with language development, right? And I mean, so the idea is that you don't need to understand all the expressions and all that stuff. You don't need to like worry, oh, I need to understand 100 every. All you have to do is just keywords. Go with keywords and that's it. Okay. That's it. Go with keywords. You want to go with the keywords, and with the keywords, you'll be able to create the reason for the call and understand the customer. That's it. That's what I tell people. And that's the way it's done. Okay, perfect. So let's move on to the vocabulary. Okay, so I'll explain it to you as best as I can. It says here, hello, this is 𝗖𝗹𝘀𝘀𝗲. I'm calling to tell you that Amazon doesn't give a flying fig on customer service. So I'm going to use a different color here. We'll use a different highlight. We'll use, how about blue? Yeah, sky blue. Okay. So Amazon doesn't give a flying fig on customer service delivery, period. So in this sentence, what does the customer mean when he says doesn't give a flying fig? So here in the vocabulary, it says here, when you don't, it's an informal expression, right? It's an informal, very informal expression. So if you don't give a flying fig, what it means is that you absolutely don't care. It's like, I can give a flying fig about the government. I don't give a flying fig about the president. I don't give a flying fig about people in the street. I mean, it's none of my business. I don't care. That's what it means. Doesn't give a flying fig. So he's saying Amazon doesn't care about customers. And he finishes the sentence with the word period. Period here means, look at the vocabulary down here. It means it's an informal expression, and it's used to emphasize a strong opinion or feeling. So if you say at the end of the period, which is the dot that finishes a sentence, you're emphasizing a very strong emotion or a strong feeling. So you say, for instance, I love working with my students online, period. What does that mean? I have nothing else to say. That's it, you know? Or for instance, you could say, I'm a very busy person, period. That means, you know, like we say in Spanish, punto y final. I have nothing else to say, okay? Customer continues by saying, and besides that, your delivery people, the delivery people are the drivers, the Amazon drivers, do not understand simple instructions. My name's Ian, middle initial B as in boy, the middle initial is the letter B. My last name is, my order number is, billing and shipped, the term billing and shipped to, and then we have the address, 2738 Rave Lane, Jacksonville. So here, billing and shipped to means the address where the package will be delivered and where the bill will be sent. So we say, I want my package billing and shipped to First Street, 239, Zone 1, Guatemala City. So the package will be shipped to that address, and also the invoice, the document where you need to pay. Because sometimes maybe you want the package shipped to a different location, but you want the invoice sent to the central office or the headquarters. So here, billing and ship, it means the address that is where the package will be sent, and the invoice. Okay, that's why billing means shipped. Billing is the invoice. I'll spell it out. The phrase spell it out means I'll say it letter by letter, out loud. I'll spell it out. I'll spell it out. Okay, I'll spell it out. It's RAFE. Okay, and then you could, and the email address is Ian_, remember this line is called _ at gmail.com. Okay, so now he says, okay, so this is the deal, or this is the problem. This is the situation. I chose the back door which is a covered deck. So it's covered. It has some kind of covering. I am handicapped and cannot get out to the porch easily. Handicapped. When you are handicapped, it means it's an adjective. It means to describe a person with a physical disability, like somebody using a wheelchair or using some kind of walker or some kind of apparatus that helps them move for mobility. That is to be handicapped. And can get out the porch easily. The porch is a noun. It is a covered shelter in the front entrance of the house. So when you enter a house, usually some houses have like this covering on top, so you don't get wet when you're waiting for the door to be opened. So that's the porch of a house. Not only don't your people read the instructions, that means not only they do not read the instructions, your drivers, they drop it off at the front door. Drop it off is a phrasal verb, right? Drop off, which means to leave something or someone at a specific place. So my wife drops my son off at school. My wife drops him off at school. My wife drops my son off at school. So she leaves him at school. She leaves him. She takes him and leaves them at school. Drop off. The opposite of drop off is pick up. She picks up my son at 3. So she drops off my son and then she picks up my son. You understand? So here's drop off. That means they leave. And then they lie about it. So they drop it off at the front door and then they lie about it. They say, no, we left it at the front door, but they left it at the back door. And that's why they lie. They take a photo, right? They take a photograph because that's what drivers do. They leave a package and they take a photo, just like evidence that they delivered it, and state dropped off at back when it clearly says front door. So the driver sends a photo and says, okay, I delivered the package to Ian at the back door, but the photograph is really a photo of the front door. That's what he's trying to explain. So then they read where, chose to ignore, and then they lied about it. So the customer provided instructions, so they know where. The driver knows exactly where, but the drivers ignore. They ignore it because they don't have a lot of time, maybe. I don't know. And then they lie because they take a picture and say it's in the back when it's in the front. And when I call customer service, that means he calls us, right? The assistants. All you give me is lip service. Lip service is an informal expression. To give somebody lip service, here it is, lip service. To give lip service, it's an informal expression. When someone gives you lip service, they say a lot of words but take no action. In this case, to helping the customer. So lip is L-I-P is the soft part of your mouth, right? You have an upper and lower lip that conforms your mouth. And service, so you can imagine lip service. When somebody gives you lip service, they talk a lot, a great deal, but they don't do anything. That is to give lip service. They're, like they say, te están dando el avión, palabreando, So he says here, can someone there really take interest in your customers and get this squared out? To get squared out is an informal expression, which means to sort out something, to correct something, or to find a solution to something. So when you want something squared out, it means that you want a solution to it. You want it fixed. You want it resolved. Okay. It's like saying, hey, I want this sorted out. Can you get this sorted out? Can you fix it? Can you correct it? Okay. It's just another informal way of saying, can you correct something or fix it for me? Okay, guys. So that's the vocabulary for this lesson. Luisa, did you have a question before you left? I think you raised your hand, right? Did you have a question? All right, let's listen now
No,
to the.
no, thank you.
Oh, but I did see your hand raised up, so you didn't have a question?
No, I haven't.
It was an accident?
Sorry, yes, it was.
So you did have a question? What was your question?
No, I don't have any question, coach.
Ah, okay. But if you do, don't be afraid to ask. I try to answer as much
No,
questions.
I'm sorry, it was a mistake, sorry.
Okay. All right. But make sure to ask, guys. Don't worry. I don't know everything, but if I can, I'll try to follow up. All right. All right. Now that we have everything, let's listen again and see if we understand much better. Let's listen. Okay. So my students, a lot of students say, Mr. E, I want 100% listening. And I say, that's not possible.
Hello, this is 𝗍𝗶𝘀𝗀𝗲. I'm calling to.
Okay. Now let's listen. Then I'll explain why. Why 100% listening is not possible.
Hello, this is 𝗍𝗶𝘀𝗀𝗲. I'm calling to tell you that Amazon doesn't give a flying fig on customer service delivery, period. And besides that, your delivery people do not understand simple instructions. My name's Ian, that's I-A-N middle initial B as in boy, and my last name is B-U-F-F. My order number is 114-5012637-560103. Billing and shipped to 2738 Rafe Lane, Jacksonville, Missouri, 39201. Rafe is spelled R-A-F-E. My email address is ian_service@gmail.com. This is the deal. I chose the back door, which is a covered deck. I am handicapped and can get out to porch easily. Not only don't your people read the instructions, they drop it off at the front door and then lie about it. They take a photo, then state dropped off at back when it clearly shows front door. So then they did read where, chose to ignore, and then lied about it. And when I call customer service, all you give me is lip service. Can someone there really take interest in your customers and get this squared out?
Okay, perfect. So there you go. So you cannot have 100% listening because you would have to do all of this to have 100% listening. But you can listen to the keywords to understand the reason of the call. So now let's go to the ending. We're going to finish the call. Finally. Okay, so this is how we do it. This is a cool phrase. Once again, my name is, and then you say your agent name, Leo. Once again, my name is Leo.